Hi there, lovers and friends. I'm with my lover and my friend, Rick Shucks, who has not been loved on in so long. I've missed you. He had the nerve to tell me he's been in a relationship now for 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Okay, I feel like you're boosting, because I definitely have talked to you.
October will be 2 years.
So I did one of these videos with Tim De La Ghetto, which is like your sidekick. And so I got the real deal this time around. I got Rick on this. Basically what we're gonna do today is call some of you. I asked you to submit questions that you had about relationships, sex, or dating. But this time I'm gonna give you the straight up advice. I do a counseling service, and during that service, I don't necessarily get to say all the things that are on my mind, because I want to give you advice that's going to inspire you, not, necessarily put you in your place. So I asked him when he was here, I'm like, do you have a friend who gives you that kind of advice? You want to know what he said?
Yes, Rick.
All right, let's call the first person.
All right.
Your T-Mobile prepaid balance is too low to complete this call. You must renew your plan or refill your account to complete this call.
All right. You better keep that.
That's pretty embarrassing.
Hello.
Hi, this is Shan.
And Rick.
Hi.
Yay! That was like a nice rehearsed TV show.
I know.
Shan and Rick.
And Rick.
Okay, so explain your situation.
Okay, so in November of last year, I met this guy via Instagram. He DM'd me, and I had no idea who he was, so I double-checked with Tinder, because I have a Tinder, and we had matched there on April. I was in like a weird phase with like dudes at the time, so I was like not giving him play the first couple messages he was sending me, and then I realized that he was fine as hell, so I was like, ooh, I'm tripping. So I tried to get on that, and he wasn't like really giving me play back, but then eventually we ended up hanging out. It was very much more of like a physical situation. It didn't go very far because I don't do that, but it was an interesting setup, interesting scenario. And we didn't really talk after that, but then I started going to the church that he serves in. He's actually in the worship team at this church. And so basically we ended up talking later, and he made it pretty clear that he's open to something a little bit more sexual, but not something serious, which I'm okay with the not serious part. So right now I'm in this space where I'm kind of entertaining the idea of having a physical relationship that doesn't go as far as like oral and like intercourse.
Oh, wait, you say you're entertaining a possible sexual relationship that doesn't involve sex? Is that what I'm gathering?
Physical relationship.
Oh, physical that doesn't involve sex.
We're not serious. We're not like dating for emotional purposes.
So you want a kissing relationship?
Well, when you say it like that, I am at a place where I'm like open to most just new experiences, and I have no expectations from anyone, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have boundaries.
I do have physical boundaries, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you gotta know what you want. Like, if you were right now hiring someone to come work for your company, who are you hiring? Are you hiring a boyfriend? Are you hiring a makeout buddy? Like, what? Like, legitimately, forget the players involved. What do you want?
I don't know that I know what I want right now.
It sounds like she wants a good time. What everybody wants. She wants a good time. The only difference with her and most people is her good time stops at 10 p.m. After that, she gotta go home. She's not trying to get into the.
It's probably more like 7.
No. She's down with a little bit. She'll do some heavy petting when the lights go out, but she's not trying to go all the way there. That's a difficult one, especially with men, especially with a man who's already expressed that he wants some sex. So yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. That's something you really have to say, like vocally, verbally. I'm only going to do X, Y, or Z, and nothing with D. You have to say that.
If you're super honest with yourself, what's your motivation for even considering this person in your life? Like, what value are they adding?
You know, what's interesting is that, and I just think that he's like so beautiful. Like, he's just gorgeous.
Hotness.
I was right. Well, you sound horny to me. I'm just being completely honest, but you don't want to be, and that's tough. That's a tough thing to deal with. From what it sounds like, you might be setting yourself up to crash your beliefs, though.
Yeah, I would definitely say that this sounds like a situation where from the jump, this dude has made it clear for you that he's not an ideal partner. Whether it took him 10 months to message you in the first place, and then it feels like, I could be wrong, that you're making all of the sacrifices. So you're going to his church, like you're the one who's like hounding him to meet up. And then now you're at this place where he's made it clear to you what he doesn't want. And you are trying to consider whether he can fit inside of your world. So it's not you who's like, this is all that's going to happen. And he's, calling us right now and being like, well, this is all that she can offer. How do I at least keep her around in my life? Like, you're still trying to make an accommodation for someone who has made zero accommodation for you. And it's a recipe for disaster, because essentially what this hot person is doing is they're making you question your self-worth. So you get wrapped up in, do you actually like this person, or do you just want to prove that you're good enough for this person? And that's a tricky place to be in, because one, the answer is yes, but if he's good at what he's doing, which it sounds like he is, he's going to keep you guessing that the answer might be no. And that's not a thing that you can control. I mean, you might think that, oh, I'll just control it past kissing, but that kind of personality type, you'll find yourself, it's like a casino, investing more and more, trying to get a payout that was never going to be there from the jump.
Yeah. Unless you're on the opposite side of that and you're just trying to use him for whatever it is you want physically.
But she don't know what she wants.
No, physically. I mean, she knows he's hot. She knows she wants to go to her threshold with him. But it's like that it? Are you just like, hey, give me that hotness and those lips and then leave me alone? Is that kind of your goal that you don't want to say?
I think that it's a combination of both of those things. I definitely think there's a component of affirmation there, because I can definitely admit that I've elevated him in my head because he's so beautiful, and because, I'll say this, he's a highly visible person. He has a decent following. He used to have a music
He's popping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he has access to a lot of very beautiful women because he models. So I think that affirmation that he's at all interested in me to begin with is an ego stroke.
Okay.
So I do like that. But also he's an amazing kisser, so that's also a thing.
Yeah. I'm going to lean more towards Shannon's advice on this one then, because I think that side will outweigh the other side. Yeah. Totally.
No, I mean, I had this situation, this dude I met on Tinder, and he was so damn hot. And I don't know what happened, but like, it's almost as if like a shadow came across the moon. He just turned super sexual all of a sudden, and he started making out with me super heavy, and he was pushing so hard for sex, like borderline begging. Like, it was weird. But he was so fine and such a great kisser, and I definitely went back to my car and had to alleviate myself because the sexual tension was so high. But you know what I did? I blocked and deleted him that day. I was like, I know what this is. I know this is trouble. I know this guy's hot. And fun fact, later on, I cast him in one of my videos. So I feel like you got to be honest with yourself and be like, this is fun. And I already did the fun thing. I already proved I could get this dude. You guys already made out. You've already gotten the affirmation. So like, take your winnings and leave the casino now while you still have your house and your deed intact.
Yeah. And I'm going to give you some insight on the male mind. Now, I'm not a hot dude, but we all think the same.
Dude.
No, not like what she's talking about.
Tell him he's hot.
Let me give her the good advice.
I think you're beautiful.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But let me give you this good advice. There's no correlation with what kind of man chooses you and your value. Hot ass dudes don't only fuck hot ass girls. You know what I'm saying?
I know that.
Yeah. So the fact that he could have all of these women and he's messing with you, there's nothing that's of actual value there. So don't waste time with that thought. That does nothing. It means nothing for you.
But for some reason, it's still just, it's like, I don't know.
Addiction. That's the reason, not some reason. It's just, it's just all. He's got you hooked. Yeah. And he has you hooked on a psychological game. There was this thing that I read, this book called Bad Boyfriends. I'm going to recommend that you and everyone read this book. It's like a lifesaver, especially in your mid-20s. But it was saying that like an inconsistent reward nothing makes a lab rat push harder at a button than an inconsistent reward. So if they know whenever they push a button, the food will come out, they'll go about their business, running their wheel, chill a bit. Like, they'll be living their life and push that button when they want food. But if it sometimes gives food and sometimes doesn't, the rat will become obsessed with it. And that's the same thing with people as well, too. This dude is giving you inconsistent rewards. And he's like giving you a little and taking away a lot. And that in itself is it's a mind game that you're going to lose. And you're already losing it right now. So you got to cut your losses. Honestly, this is a block, delete, and ghost situation.
I say get one more freak adventure out of him, and then because it's fun. I mean, with all the advice we just gave her, she knows now that she shouldn't. If she's going to not continue, she's going to not continue. But at least have a little fun before you do. That's my advice.
It's like the horror movie where the person just like stays back for a second longer and loses their leg. Like, if you just left when you knew it was shady, you would have survived.
Nah, I mean, because she already doesn't have an emotional attachment. So
she does, though.
She doesn't.
It's emotional.
What, you do?
No, I don't.
Yeah, see.
But it's still, her emotions are tied up in this.
I feel it in her voice. It's not an emotional attachment to him. It's all about her. It's all about her. It's her pride. I got that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like what you said with the inconsistency, he's not giving her that. You got that feeling. So it's making her try harder. So get that and then leave. If you leave now, you leave with regret. You leave feeling like, damn, I wonder what if. Get it again and then get out of there.
No, my expert advice in this is leave now. I think that you just make the memories, big those up in your mind, and let them be a legend for you. But then you get to leave being like, on the high horse. The high horse is a beautiful place to sit when you paint the picture down the line. So
advice battle.
Okay, advice battle. But maybe let us know what you end up doing. Just text me. But I think for sure this is a one and done situation. I don't have time for dudes like that. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here and playing along with us.
Okay, well, thank you for taking the time to tell me about myself.
Okay, DM me and let us know what you do.
I will. Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
She definitely texted him right now.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Rick.
She was at his house.
Black grow like this shadow. I know I'ma blow like fish scale though. Now I'm motherfucking sorry, yeah. Outer space with a foreign, yeah. See that